This is the CNCF Cross-Cloud CI project intro. We have a goal of trying to show the interoperability between all the projects, as well as how they work across all the cloud providers. This project is trying to meet that goal as a whole. It's a complementary CI system, so we're kind of in the middle ground between your CI systems per project and then CD for going production, and tying in between those. We have a CI system that's composable. We can do builds, we can do integration tests, provisioning of Kubernetes, and then we have a status repository that has an API that talks to the different systems and then has an API for gathering those results, as well as a dashboard for showing those. We're wanting to target all of the CNCF projects, as well as external projects like ONAP, Linux Foundation project, all the cloud providers. Right now we support quite a few, as well as Packet, where we're doing raw hardware, OpenStack, the dashboard that's showing the results of the different runs. We have all the projects that we currently have on this particular dashboard, as well as, so we have Kubernetes, that's what's going to be provisioned, and then the different projects that are going to be deployed on Kubernetes. And then you can see across here the different cloud providers, AWS, Google Cloud. We have the Packet for the bare metal, and OpenStack. And we have the status of the provisioning for stable and head, releases of Kubernetes. The build pipeline stage, that's your traditional compile, get everything together. We create those pinning files. We also put everything in a container, making that available and push it into a registry that's available to use. And for Kubernetes, then we take all the pieces, we do the provisioning of Kubernetes on the cloud providers, allocate the actual VMs or the hardware with Packet, whatever we need, provision Kubernetes, and then move on to the next stage, app deployment. We use Helm to deploy all the apps. So technology overview. This is GitLab, that's what we were looking at earlier for the underlying, and we use that primarily for its runners. It happens to do mirroring of repos and some other things that you could take advantage of. We use it, again, primarily for the runners and workers and triggering those, and then it runs the underlying items like Terraform for the cloud provisioning. This is where we come in and allocate the resources on all the cloud providers. It makes it real easy to maintain a large set using community maintained modules. Cloud Init, where we pass all the metadata, and that's then creates all the manifests for Kubernetes that are laid down on the disk. App deployments, again, are Helm, and then we use E2E tests as much as possible upstream, and sometimes those are in a container. With ONAP, they actually have their own set of containers, and we can start specifying what we want to run in there. That dashboard that we're looking at is Vue.js app, and it's fully configurable for what projects and everything would be used and seen. And then the status repository is Erlang Elixir, and again, that talks to the back end, like whatever the CI system, and pulls information out of there. We can push stuff into it, and then it has an API for the dashboard and other things to use.